What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Truth Serum.
What's up, babies?
Hell yeah. So, we just got to start this bitch off with some news. Some shit just now came in through our phones. Old Patty Melt himself is going to be a rich, rich motherfucker.
For a long time.
Yeah, what you know about this contract, Jordan?
I don't know a whole lot, baby, but what I'm hearing is it's 10-year contract through 2031, and Jason Lockenfora is reporting that it's going to be north of 40 million per year.
So, we're talking a $400 million contract. This will explode the fucking market for players around. And not only that, I mean, it's gonna be the highest paid contract in NFL history, and I don't think it's gonna be quite close.
Yeah, not close at all. And now maybe my boy Dak Prescott should temper expectations just a little bit.
I don't know if he makes this much money, this might actually help Dak Prescott and his leverage to get some money. But the Cowboys only got so much money to spend right now, so that's why they franchise tagged him, buy themselves some time. He did sign that tender, so yeah. I
All
mean,
I'm saying is that if Dak's asking for 40 and Patty Melt just got paid 40, Dak ain't getting 40. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, but he also signed this bitch for 10 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Like you get a fucking 6-year contract in the NFL, you're swinging nuts.
How many Super Bowls is Pat Mahomes going to bring home in this 10-year stretch?
Um, I don't know, but I think if anybody's got a chance to bring 10, it's gonna be that man.
10's a little steep, man,
Yeah,
but
for
I,
sure.
I think I think he should get 3 or 4. Hopefully, if he just keeps on the same trajectory, I think
Yeah,
he'll be right up there with the goats like Tom Brady.
yeah. Make sure that mic's close to you, baby, or
Sorry,
turn it
baby.
up 1 or 2 clicks. Yeah. So today, we're gonna do some running back rankings. You have compiled our consensus rankings, and we're gonna talk it through for PPR league, right?
Yeah, we are. But before we do that, there is one other little piece of news that we didn't go over. We haven't recorded in a minute. So Cam Newton is now a New England Patriot.
Yes, he is. So here's the big question. You got Cam Newton and you got Cam Newton Jr., both in the AFC East. The Buffalo Bills had high hopes coming into the season. With Cam going to the Patriots, do you still see them not finishing first, or how do you see that?
I think the Patriots have a damn good shot to win that division now, just
Yeah,
because of the one signing.
yeah, for sure. I've been saying all along with their defense alone, they can win 8 games. They have a solid defense. Now they bring in a quarterback who's got rushing ability, uh, a player that a defense will have to game plan around. So I think they might win this division now with 9 wins. They could hit 10 wins and win this division. I
Easy.
think everyone needs to temper their expectations a little bit on the Bills, anyways, including myself. But both of these teams have great defenses, and both of them now have a tough mobile quarterback. So I think both of these teams are very comparable. Um, the Bills do have a bona fide stud wide receiver and a little bit more of a shifty running back than what the Patriots have, but I do give the edge in defense to the Bills. I do think they have an overall better defense.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget about old man Edelman out there. He's still balling. And what I can't wait for in all of this is I cannot wait to see the personality clash of Cam Newton and Bill Belichick. It's going to be must-see television.
Hell yeah. So I'll go ahead and tell you what's going to happen. Bill Belichick's going to have that hoodie on, and he's a I don't give a fuck what you think type of coach. Anyways, I'm eager to see what you're talking about too, man, because like this could go beautifully or it could just be terrible for this franchise. But I think,
I don't think it'll be terrible. I think if it even starts to be terrible, they'll just, cut bait and move on. But
yeah,
yeah,
they didn't give him any fucking money for sure.
yeah,
Guaranteed salary of less than $1 million. So it's all his bonuses based on, how he performs, how many games he starts. That could be up to right at 7 million for a year. So that's not even really all that much backup money for real. So,
yep,
but I do believe that he is healthy. He did pass his physical, correct? Uh,
yep. As I do believe so.
yeah. So, I think that they had zero questions about his health. He came in wearing that weird shit, looking like a fucking Superman, and I think I think he's gonna be healthy. I think he's gonna fucking start, man. There's no way Jarrett Stidham starts over a healthy Cam Newton. And
Completely agree. Have you seen the memes with the Patriots logo, like the face replaced with like
yeah,
Cam Newton in the scarf? Brilliant, beautiful,
yeah,
love
fucking
them.
dope. Yep. Hell yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get into these rookies. Yeah, we're gonna mention a few rookies, but we're gonna go ahead and get into these running back rankings right after we mention all these Hall of Fame fucking Patreons. You guys are making these wheels spin for us. We appreciate each and every one of you. We appreciate all of you, but this list has grown, so we did have to edit this Patreon. We had to edit it because like no one wants to sit here listening through a podcast of us naming off 10,000 names. So here are the Hall of Famers. We appreciate all of you, but here you go, Hall of Famers. We got old Freddie Dollars, Freddie Lavelle, Brandon Rios, Chadillac Kaysen, Chris Hauk, you say your name, Chris Leach, Clint Collins, and Colleen Kunkel.
We got Daniel Blaha, my favorite Blaha, Dwight Kofroth, Dylan Maliska, Jeff Big Dick Swinging Beavers, James Miller, Jeff Wallace, and my main man, Jeremy Maines.
Yeah, we got Jeremy Pyle, Josh Hickman, Josh Machino, Kirk Davenport, Steady Manil Trevetti, Close the Deal Manil, Matthew Tovar, Mike Pinecker, and Patrick Johnston with a capital T.
Yeah, we got Hall of Fame Rob himself, Robert Dawson, got Tax Benjamin, Tyler the True Tompkins, Wes Blaha, he's my favorite Blaha, Ben Kaiser, and Big Dick Rick Richard Travelstead.
Hell yeah. We got Jason Meggs, Cam Benoit, Kyle
Cameron Knight.
Washburn, Doug Clark, and Travis Sumter. You guys
Hell
fucking
yeah.
rock, baby. We
Love
appreciate
you
it.
guys.
Hell yeah, we do. All right, so let's kick off these rankings, baby. Who you got at number one? All right. Our consensus rankings have Christian McCaffrey at number one. What's the matter? Your light went off?
I think my whole power strip just blew, bro. It all
Damn.
just went off.
You're gonna need a surge protector for real in that bitch. Like an actual
Like a heavy duty one.
no, like a breaker box. You're gonna need a breaker box just for your studio.
Yep. Well, I am going to leave that alone and let's just do it. Fuck it.
Let's
Whatever,
just
right?
fucking do it. You got plenty of battery on your shit, don't you?
Yes, sir, I do.
Yeah, that's fucking right. You do. All right. So at number one, we got Christian CMC McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey. Let's talk about it, man.
I mean, it's hard to go against Christian McCaffrey as the number one fantasy running back. I have him at two personally, and there's a couple of reasons why I have him at two, but you cannot dispute the fact that he just absolutely had a monster season last year and is poised to carry that offense again. The first thing that really concerns me about McCaffrey is that we have not had a repeat fantasy number one overall running back since Priest Holmes in 2003. It just does not happen year over year. So that kind of makes me a little nervous. Number two, that dude had a whole lot of a workload, or had a hell of a workload last year. And we've seen running backs that go over 300 touches not perform as well the second year. And if I'm correct, I believe he had over 400 touches last year. With
Mhm.
that being said, Christian McCaffrey needs to be your first or second running back and player off of the board in every single format of fantasy draft. He's that damn good. I really love Saquon Barkley, and we'll talk about him in a minute, but draft McCaffrey with confidence. You are not listening to us to hear our take on Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, so I like everything you said, and all of that is factored in. I do have him ranked at 1. I did have Barkley first. I did switch them, but that's after, man, yes, he had 400 touches, but 100 of them bitches were through the air. They're not taking a pounding when they're receiving out of the backfield. They're taking a pounding when they're between the tackles. So yes, he had a lot of touches. He's bound to fucking be worn the fuck out. That's all
Yep.
there is. But when you take a look at both of these teams, McCaffrey is going to get all of the work. He is the fucking guy. Yes, Barkley is too. But if you look at what I think the total production of these offenses are, you got to split it up kind of between these weapons. It's basically McCaffrey and DJ Moore in that offense for me. There are a couple of players that can have boom weeks, but these are going to be the two consistent guys. McCaffrey, with the floor that he has, and yeah, Barkley was hurt last year, but with the floor that he has receiving out of the backfield, I think he is the safer bet for number one. It pretty much lands on who is safer for me at 1 because I think Barkley's better, but I'm gonna go with McCaffrey because I know he's gonna get 100 fucking receptions is what it's gonna be. So we're splitting hairs at the top, man, but
Those Is there anybody else that you would consider drafting over Barkley and McCaffrey? If you're sitting there
it's
at
one and
two, is
two. It's 1 and 2. You fucking draft them however you want to, but it is 1 and 2. One of those guys. There's no question, regardless of format. Like you said, it's those two guys for me.
got it.
I'm not getting cute and drafting Joe Mixon because I think he's great, but it's definitely 1 or 2 for me. So at 3 consensus rank, we got your boy Ezekiel Elliott.
Hell yeah, we do. Talk to me about Zeke.
I have him ranked at 3 as well. So yeah, new coach coming over. This is not a coach that is a stranger to, putting a running back to work. He did crazy shit with a guy like fucking Dorsey Levens, who I don't think was all that great. But this is a Super Bowl winning coach, and he's going to come over. He is got that I'm a little bit conservative type, attitude. They don't have anybody to fucking dude. Zeke's gonna handle the workload out of the backfield. I really don't have much to say other than locked in number 3 running back for me, dog.
First of all, Dorsey Levens just got mentioned on a podcast in 2020, so that was pretty sweet. But secondly, yeah, man, Zeke, he is as consistent as there is, man. One of the safest floors in all of fantasy football. He's going to get you 18 to 22 a game, almost guaranteed. His career averages have all stayed very much in line with one another. He is one of the best backs in the league and ready to do it again. I don't think he quite has the ceiling of a Saquon Barkley or a Christian McCaffrey, but he has as good of a floor as anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I think even his ceiling is a little bit lower than our next guy. But I think you can't go wrong with it either way. But I have Alvin Kamara at 4, I think. Where do you have him?
I
You
have Alvin Kamara at 4.
okay, so he is in line. He is our number 4 consensus running back. Let's talk to me about Alvin Kamara. He missed a few games last year with that ankle injury. Uh, had somewhat of what you would call a disappointing year for where you drafted him last year. I still don't think he was that bad.
He wasn't that bad. And I also think that he's one of those rare people that he had 6 touchdowns last year. I expect that number to go back up to closer to where it has been over the rest of his career. I think adding Emmanuel Sanders to that offense that already has Michael Thomas and already has what's the other running back? Used to play
Ano-
Latavius Murray,
okay.
still in that backfield. There's plenty of weapons in that offense, and I think it's something where Alvin Kamara isn't necessarily a workhorse like a Christian McCaffrey, Zeke Elliott, or Saquon Barkley, but he's just a fucking weapon, and he's going to get open. He's going to have a shitload of catches. He's going to do really well on the ground. He's going to score touchdowns. Locked in number 4. I think after Alvin Kamara is when you really start considering drafting a wide receiver before a running back.
I'm still comfortable with going running backs after that too. But yeah, he
No, I
is.
get it. I'm just saying, I think that's the point when you have to start thinking about it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Alvin Kamara has had 81 receptions each year he's been into the league, right? So
3 times.
81, 81, 81, 81 over or under.
Can I say dead even?
I'm with you. I believe he can get over that. He's coming in healthy. There's no reason to believe that he cannot be a full-time workhorse running back. He looks small on film, but he is not a small guy. He's built. He just, for whatever reason, looks lanky. He is super slippery. He doesn't take a lot of hits. I think he's super fucking safe and has an amazing reception floor. And he scored 19 fucking touchdowns 2 years ago. He scored what you said 6 last year.
6 last year. It'll
I
be somewhere in between.
Yeah. So if you take a look at his game logs, I don't have them in front of me, nor do I care to. But he started out the first couple of games. I think the first 4 games he only had two touchdowns. He went like a 10, 11 game stretch without scoring a touchdown. So yeah, it felt fucking bad. It did. There's no way around it. But you take a look at them last couple of games, he scored 4 more, I think, in the last 2 games. So in my eyes, he was fucking banged up. He came back healthy after lingering injury to his ankle. He had a high ankle sprain. You're not even supposed to play through that. So
Yep.
um, he finally got his fucking ankle healthy and scored 4 more fucking touchdowns through the past few games. So I love him. I think he's going to bounce back in a big way this year. I'm locked in at number 4. I can't see a scenario when any of the other guys, if Dalvin Cook says, okay, I'm not holding out, I'm still going to have Kamara at 4 ahead of him.
Hell yeah. And speaking of Dalvin Cook, let's talk about our number 5 overall running back, which to this point we also agreed on, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah. You're the one that hates him so much. I think he's
Okay.
great.
Okay. Let me defend myself. All right. I've become more of a Dalvin Cook truther. He's in my top 5 this year. I think last year I wanted to see him do it and not see him get injured. What did I see last year? I saw both. He did it, but he still got injured. I think Cook is a risky pick at this point in the draft. He's the highest ceiling, lowest floor guy because of injury concerns to me. When he's cooking, he's as dynamic of a back as you have in the league. So if he stays healthy, man, and he actually plays and doesn't sit out any games, I think Dalvin Cook is a smash here, and he is somebody I would typically draft over my first wide receiver.
Yes, absolutely. Me too. I'm in love with the guy. I love how patience, he's got the right amount of burst and patience. When he does take off, hit that hole, that motherfucker is zooming. I
Gone.
don't. He is the he has the best burst out of the backfield out of any running back in the NFL. I'm I can't fight you. This is a visual thing, so but I fucking love him as a running back. I am a little bit tempered on this offense as a whole, and I think that's ultimately why I have Kamara ahead of him. I'm not concerned with the holdout. I do think that there's plenty of time that running backs do this shit. He's not in a position to hold out and then like he's not where Lev Bell was. He's not where like
And Lev Bell didn't get the contract. Melvin Gordon didn't get the contract.
he is
The
right
only one
there.
of these guys that got the contract was Zeke.
Yeah, for sure. So I think he's gonna fucking come to play. If anything, he'll miss a game or two. Still worth a top 5 pick if he misses 2 games in my eyes.
Easy.
But like this is a guy that he's gonna get the workload out of the backfield if he plays. If you do draft him, look, to start getting some Alexander Madison on your team just for the first couple of weeks, just in case. But I don't draft scared, especially in a situation where a guy either has to fucking play or he accrues another year on his contract. He's not in a position to hold out. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
All right. Who we got at number 5, 6, baby? Who we got?
So at 6 is where we start splitting hairs a little bit. Number 6, we got Joe Mixon.
Okay. Here is a contract that I am a little bit worried about. I'm a little worried about Joe Mixon and his holdout. I do think that he is a great running back who, can come in and demand a full workload and be phenomenal. And now they got a new quarterback that can, make all the throws, hopefully. And they just drafted T. Higgins. This team has some weapons. I think that they're gonna outshine their losing ass record last year. They're gonna take a huge step forward. Their defense still blows. They're gonna need to be in shootouts. Joe Mixon's a good pass catching running back as well. Super fucking elusive. If you want to hand a ball to a guy and have 3 people in his face in the backfield and somehow he slipped through it and get 1 yard, he's taking negative 3-yard losses into positive 1-yard gains all the time. If anybody's going to do it, it's this guy. I think the offense is going to open up a little bit better. I think he's still going to get the receiving work out of the backfield and just be a phenomenal guy if he plays 16 games.
Hell yeah. My biggest concern with Mixon, I was a Mixon owner last year, and about halfway through the season, I was just fucking done with this guy. He was awful, dreadful, abysmal. Use whatever word you want to describe how shitty he was. He fit it last year. But that second half of the season, man, he took off and really started to seem like he was coming into his own under, this Zach Taylor system. And I think adding Joe Burrow is going to be a total net positive. I think adding some of the weapons, getting AJ Green back, like to me, he was pretty much a one-man show last year. And I think there's a lot of weapons on this team. I also think their offensive line can only be better this season. So I look for Mixon to have a huge year. And like you were saying about the contract, I think this works in Mixon's favor because if I'm Mixon, I have the chip on my shoulder. I'm trying to get paid, son. So look for his best in this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking at you here on camera. You are like so shiny. You got this layer of fucking sweat all over you. You keep leaning over to hide the fact that you're wiping this sweat off. Why don't you go over there, turn that motherfucking air conditioner on? I'll filter out as much of the noise as I can. Our listeners will understand, baby. I
All right, I'm
promise.
going to try because I'm fucking dying, dude. Holy.
No, you are.
It's like
So
130 of this motherfucker. I swear to God.
So he's trying to filter out the noise of an air conditioner when you're recording. It's not very pleasant, but I think it'll be okay. We can deal with it. We're gonna try to get that figured out for him, make it a little bit better on it. Oh, and he cut his lights back on. I see it. Uh, I'm trying to pull up this list of running backs. I'm sorry.
I'm a
So the
fucking turkey, baby.
consensus, uh, Joe Mixon at 7 is the consensus. I have Joe Mixon at 9, and Jordan has Joe Mixon at 8. So ultimately, he's our number 7. We had a big disagreement on a running back right here in between.
He's our number 6.
Oh, yeah. These sheets, I got you. I see how I'm fucking up, but yeah.
Interesting. So we actually both had Joe Mixon at 8. So we had him lower than his consensus, but we were so disagreed on the other ones that it made it that way.
All right, so Joe Mixon at 6. Who we got at 7? We got Josh Jacobs at 7.
Hell yeah, we got Josh Jacobs at 7. You want me to talk about him, baby? Because
You
I
go right
will.
ahead if you want to, but I'm just
Josh,
gonna say this motherfucker is nasty with the ball in his hands. So elusive, so strong, so beautiful. He is a beast, and if he can get some receptions out of the backfield, dude's gonna be a top 4 running back. I'm just not very confident with them drafting Lynn Bowden, a pass catching running back, with them retaining Jalen Richard, a pass catching running back. For whatever reason, Gruden doesn't have the confidence in Josh Jacobs' receiving out of the backfield. I think if he does take a step forward and get 40, maybe 50 receptions out of the backfield, he could be the number 3 guy. I just don't see that quite happening. I do see him having an increase over his 22 receptions he had last year. But Josh Jacobs is a fucking man of a boy, and I fucking love him. I got him at I got him at 7, and he is our consensus 7. Talk about him, dog.
so I have him a little bit lower. I have him at 9, but I absolutely love Jacobs. Had 1,100 yards in only 13 games last year. Um, just looked like a man on the field, like you were saying. I think he takes a big leap forward this year. I absolutely think his receptions do increase this year. He may not blow up. He may not get 81 like Kamara, but I definitely think he will trend in a positive direction this season. And I think he's a pretty safe bet for a top 12 running back.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Who we got
Dang.
next? Who we got next? Number 8, we got. I'm gonna let you name them off because I suck at this.
Number 8, we got Kenyon Drake.
Ooh, how bad do you hate it?
I don't love it. I got Kenyon Drake at 12. You got Kenyon Drake at 6. And this is why Joe Mixon got elevated up our boards, is because of Mr. Kenyon Drake. I love the guy. I think he has a ton of talent, and I think he finally really broke through last season. I just want to see it for a full season. I think the story of Kenyon Drake's life is, man, for these 5 games, I was the shit. Like, I want to see it for 16 games, Kenyon. And you've got every opportunity to do so. You've got a stud quarterback. You've got wide receivers all over the damn place. You got a head coach that's ready to air that ball out all over the damn place. You're the bell cow. They want to give you the work. Let's see if he can hold up.
Okay, so I think I don't need to. It sounded like you just talked about, a number 6 running back. I don't need to argue my point because you talked him up. No, dude, Drake is perfect for this offense. This offense was not efficient last year in the red zone. Kyler Murray had a 3.9% touchdown rate last year on over 300 pass attempts. Uh, that's pretty fucking bad. So I think with them adding DeAndre Hopkins, maybe some of these second year wide receivers take a step forward. This offense is going to float. That's what's going to happen. And to have a guy like Kenyon Drake who is fit perfectly for this offense, they were moving the ball last year. They just couldn't fucking score. They're gonna score this year, and this offense is gonna be fun to watch. And Kenyon Drake is gonna be a huge part of that. I, every time I've bet on Drake, I've fucking won. I just think he hasn't been giving the full opportunity anywhere he's been yet. Even back to his college days, he has no fucking wear and tear on them tires, baby. He's as fresh as a rookie right now. So I love him. He's perfect for this offense, dude, and it's gonna be a banging ass offense. Ain't no other running back gonna come in and steal touches. Yeah, they'll get some work, but ain't nobody on that level. No one of that caliber is in that backfield. He's gonna be the guy.
I completely agree. And I just think it's up to him to perform and to stay performing. And if he can do that, I cannot disagree with any point you made.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Who we got
So
next?
up next, we have at number 9, Derrick Henry.
Okay.
So you
All the
have
way down at 9. We're
you
talking
have
the
Derrick
lead.
Henry at 9. I have Derrick Henry at 10. Talk to me about it.
I don't think he's that great. I'm a film guy mainly. Yeah, I look into some stats and all that shit, but I dissect what I see on film, and I just don't think he's that good. I think he's a big, fast, strong motherfucker, and that's it. He has zero juice, zero. He gets away from people because he is strong. That is it. He has nothing in the elusiveness category. That category is empty.
Big old
Yeah.
category, Bubba, I tell you.
But yes, he got a huge workload last year because the Tennessee Titans were always in positive game scripts. They were super, super efficient. They they're not going to be that efficient. They're not going to score every single time they get into the red zone again like they did last year. This offense is going to take a step back. I'm confident in that. Will that still be a decent offense? Yeah, but guess what? It ain't no fucking fun to watch. And I don't really want him on my fantasy team at the cost he's going right now. There's no way I'd draft him there because he just doesn't get any receptions out of the backfield. And to be that top guy, you have to get receptions out of the backfield. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. I feel very similarly to you on Derrick Henry. I think he's poised to have a letdown season after just going bananas in the second half of last season. I think Tannehill regresses to the mean this year as well. And I also think people are forgetting that Jack Conklin is no longer
Yes.
on that Tennessee offensive line. And that guy is a damn good player. And I think he's going to be doing a whole lot to help Mr. Nick Chubb this year, but not a whole lot to help Mr. Derrick Henry.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the best run blockers, according to Pro Football Focus. They like fucking grade everybody. I think he had the best grade for run blocking. So if they ain't all the way right, they damn close. He's fucking good, and yeah, I, I see. But
So yeah, Conklin went from protecting Derrick Henry, our 9th-ranked player. Now he's going to be protecting our 10th-ranked player, Nick Chubb.
yeah, okay.
Yep,
So where you got him? I got Nick Chubb at 10. You have him where?
I have Nick Chubb at 7.
Okay. Tell me why I'm too low.
I mean, man, dude had almost 1,500 yards last season. Slowed down a slight bit once Kareem Hunt came into the fold, but not a whole lot. This offensive line just got upgraded with Conklin. You add Austin Hooper to the mix, like this offense is ready to fucking erupt and explode. And I think it has a chance to be the best offense in the National Football League. I think Baker Mayfield is a great post-hype sleeper. Everybody was in on him last year. Everybody's out on him this year. I think he's going to come back to earth and start performing at the level that we expected him to last season. I think the stars are aligned for Nick Chubb to be an another 1,500 plus yard running back this season.
Okay.
Fight me.
I can't. I'm not going to. I'm going to make the same argument that I made for Derrick Henry. He's, yeah, is he a decent receiver out of the backfield? Sure. But he's not getting that work with Kareem Hunt in that backfield. I think Kareem Hunt is a more well-rounded running back than Nick Chubb. I think Nick Chubb is one of the most elusive guys in the NFL. But that whole argument, there's a lot of mouths to feed. I don't like that argument unless it's a backfield with two stud running backs. Because a whole lot of mouths to feed throughout the entire offense, that just means they're going to be moving the ball, moving the chains, getting more plays, scoring more touchdowns. I like that. And so when someone says that argument to me, I'm like, shit, hell yeah, too many mouths to feed. Let's get it. In the backfield, two stud running backs. I don't like that argument. And here's why. Nick Chubb is great. He's going to be primarily down one and down two running back, but I don't know that there's a better fucking receiving running back in the NFL that is as, I think he's slept on. Kareem Hunt could line up on the outside and be a top 10 wide receiver. And I believe that.
Hasn't lost a step from his Kansas City days.
Dude's a
He's
fucking
excellent.
beast. So, yeah, I think
Either
this
one of
offense,
these guys in an offense by themselves, I think if you took Kareem Hunt and you traded him today, there's an argument to be made for both as top 5 running backs.
absolutely. And that's what we all wanted as fantasy guys. We all wanted that. But I think he's okay where he's at. I think he might be your Austin Eckler this year to be the number 2 guy and just finish. It's not outside of the realm of possibilities that both of these guys are fucking top 10 guys.
Not
It's
at all.
just not. So I love them both. I love where this offense is headed. I think they addressed that offensive line, and that's what they needed as a whole. Nick Chubb can still get 1,500 yards on the ground and finish where I have him ranked at 10.
Absolutely.
Because of the receiving work, you have to have 60 plus receptions to be in that top 3 at the running back position. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't see it for him. Where are we at next, baby?
Up next, we got number 11 is Austin Eckler. So I'm quite a bit higher on Eckler than you are. So you tell me why I'm wrong.
I'm gonna make the same argument for Austin Eckler in reverse as which I did for Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I think he is the pass catching running back. We've seen his ceiling. He can be a number 1 guy. I think Justin Jackson is an pretty fucking good. As a matter of fact, I will comp Justin Jackson confidently to Nick Chubb. I think they have the same style. Not on that level, obviously, but he's a good running back, and I assume that he will get some more work than he did last year when Melvin Gordon was holding out. So I think it's going to be a little bit more balanced. I think this team is going to score the least amount of points in the NFL this upcoming year, and it's going to be ugly. He's going to get the receptions. Yeah, absolutely. But I think that that's going to slot him in right in here in this range because I don't see the ground volume being there in negative game scripts. They're going to find a way to shut this guy down.
So with Austin Eckler, man, I got to fight you. I think he's one of the only games in town in Los Angeles this year. I completely agree. They may be the lowest scoring team in the league. I think their defense is good enough to keep them in some games, though.
Yeah.
With all that being said, man, I think Eckler just has such a solid floor because of the pass catching ability. And I think he was a stud with Melvin Gordon. I think he was a stud without Melvin Gordon. And Justin Jackson didn't really show me shit last season. So
Mm.
I don't think the Chargers are super confident in that guy. Maybe I'm wrong. But I look for Eckler to just keep on trucking from where he was last season.
All right. So I am currently updating my rankings. I'm going to slide Austin Eckler right there where Nick Chubb is. So I'm going to move Austin Eckler up to 10 and Chubb down to 11.
Gotcha.
Hell, I might even slide his ass up against above Derrick Henry. I don't know yet. I got to do some more research.
Let's come back to it. Let's talk about our number 12 and let's end this damn show. So
All
at
right.
number 12, we got Miles Sanders.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we do. I have him at 12. Where do you have him currently?
I have him at 15.
Okay. So it's going to sound super cliche. This guy's going to be a workhorse. Doug Peterson's never had a single workhorse type of guy. Yeah, I know. But he's never had a guy like Miles Sanders. He is coming from the shadow of Saquon Barkley, coming out of Penn State. He showed us down the stretch last year that he can be a phenomenal workhorse running back. This guy does not need 25 carries a game. He doesn't need it. He showed us that last year at the end. This guy can take 16 to 18 touches per game and turn them into top 5 numbers. He is electric when he has the ball in his hands. This offense is going to take a step forward, and he's going to be a huge part of it. Last year we had him and Boston Scott finish out the season pretty much, and both of them were effective. Both of them, I think it's going to be a 1-2 thing, and the whole thing is Miles Sanders' skill set doesn't require him to come off of the field like it does Derrick Henry's or Nick Chubb's for that matter. And not that Chubb's does, but it does help when you got another guy like Kareem Hunt. But Miles Sanders does not need to come off the field. He is explosive and has the skill set to be a 3-down workhorse. He's going to be used that way. He doesn't need 25 touches, and you can stat him out for fucking 17, 18 touches right now and like do averaging on what he was doing last year during that stretch. I guarantee you, I haven't done the research, but I guarantee you he's a top 5 back with that pace.
So nothing again you said is wrong. I think Miles Sanders looked the part last year. I think he kind of said it though. It's a 1-2 punch with him and Boston Scott. I don't like that he is absolutely going to be in a committee because it's Doug Peterson and that's what Doug Peterson does. I think he'll be just fine. I think he'll finish as a top 24 running back, easy as can be. However, there's a lot of guys that I feel safer with and who I think have a bigger opportunity to pop and a higher ceiling that they can reach than Miles Sanders.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. Your air conditioner cut back off when that.
Oh, it all fucking popped off again. I'm dying. Let's end this, baby.
Okay,
Let's
but
go.
before we end this, there was one guy that you wanted to talk about, but we didn't get to him because my ranking of this player pushed him down. Who was that?
I don't know. We'll talk about it in the next episode, I'm sure.
Okay, cool. That'll work. Because it was something to do with Kenyon Drake and the Swapski.
Oh, I think it was Eckler. Eckler and Drake, I think we're pretty flip-flopped on, but either way, we'll get to it when we go through number 13 through 24 on the next episode.
In the next episode, we'll be coming to you guys. We're going to make an effort to start pushing these out a little bit faster. We have been busy. COVID's got me wrapped the fuck up delivering beer. So,
And not just that, guys, not just the COVID thing, just to keep you guys kind of all in the loop, man. We've got a lot of exciting shit going on in our world, man. We've got the Memorabilia group that's doing really, really well. We just launched True Serum Basketball. We're doing a lot of things behind closed doors. And so I'm so excited for what this next 6 months has to bring.
Yeah, the people that are listening to this though, you're gonna be excited for that fucking cheat sheet that we're gonna have coming out here pretty
Oh,
soon. That bitch is gonna be so dope.
yeah, it is. I can't wait.
We're gonna have shit on there that your regular cheat sheets ain't got. We got that good.
Hell yeah, we do.
But anyways, guys, uh, thanks for being with us, man. Thanks for being patient while we're working on other things. We're gonna dedicate ourselves to getting back in this and shit. As always,
Stay true.